Alright guys, so I've added something to the chicken coop that I'll show you, and material and something for them to play with. And I was at a customer's today who had a huge amount of leaves. So I took all their excess leaves in bags because they provided the bags, and so here's some of them. There's 3 bags there. There was all a mix of leaves from oak to God knows what was in there, but they're next to some really big trees. So I put 2 bags in there to fill it up, and I haven't pressed it down or anything, so I want to keep a load of air in there, but more of a holding pen really to make it easier to pull out. But the here's the chickens. I've added a bag of leaves. Oh, there's the Araucana coming out. It seems to spend a lot of time inside. Here's the pile. So there's some, if you can see, some rainbow chard from an allotment. They absolutely love these pumpkins. I don't know if you can see the extent to which they've hollowed it out, but it's incredible. They love it. So we'll have to see if anyone's got any more pumpkins left over from Halloween. And that's the pile. It's only a little bit in the middle. I dumped out their bedding onto there, and then I put a pile of leaves on, and then it's all those wood chips. And they seem quite keen on this corner, these two seem little pals. And these two are going around together, and then the black one seems to be on their own a bit. I think this one's just a bit shy. I saw them all on top of the coop. Every single one of them were hanging out together, so I don't think they're bullying it too bad. And we're chopping down the tree in front of our house. You might have seen, oh god, videos going back almost a year ago now, but quite a few months, when I first started it, but other priorities took over. But I've changed all the bedding because there was just so much poo in there. I've changed it all so it's all fresh, because we didn't want... Anyway, there we go. We didn't want the eggs getting dirty, so I just pulled it out and refreshed the bedding. It's not even been a week, I don't think. So I'll put the bedding on there, and they've already pecked away at it. But I'll keep piling this compost up. Basically, when I come to check on the chickens after the boys are in bed, just making sure they're all locked away securely, and the boys have done the latches properly, because they didn't once. And I'll just pile it up again into a big pile, and we've got a bit of added material now. There we go, have a little peck. Pecking at a little bit of conifer actually. Don't know how that got in there. They're keeping themselves busy and interested, scratching around. See the Araucana and the black one are there together. And the Araucana does look a little bit afraid. I don't know, but they're not pecking each other, which is good. We just got 1 egg today. We had been getting 2. They're only just starting to lay, so we'll get more in the future, I'm sure. Okay, and put a latch on the inside on one escape. So I'll lock them up properly. And this is the rake I'm using. It's really heavy. It's a landscaper's rake. I bought it to help level the floor in the first place, and it was just a spare one I had up here, but it's so flipping heavy. But it's quite good in a way. But I'd love to get a lighter rake. And I bought the boys a torch each. because just little mini ones, because they were sharing a big torch, a big daddy torch, but they were fighting over it and it was an absolute nightmare. But when they agreed, they would hold hands together, sort of attach it on the front and put the, you know, a big sort of searchlight on, and they'd walk down to the end of the garden together to check on the chickens, and I'd stay inside and get about 10 minutes a piece. So it's a fantastic thing, this chicken run. So far so good. It's keeping the boys entertained, giving me a bit of peace and quiet, and then keeping me entertained, and I'm doing the compost and they're finding the eggs, so we'll keep you up to date with what happens anyway. Alright guys, so update you on the chicken compost. We've taken a tree down from outside the front of the house, and there was a lot more stuff there. We've shredded a lot of it already, and I put a ton of it into the chicken runs. I'm going to show you what that looks like, and it's going to form basically a deep layer of wood chip on the floor of the chicken run, and then over time it's going to compost, and I'm going to have two different composting methods going on at the same time in the chicken run, and I wanted to show you that and document it because I think it'll be really interesting. Oh, this is cool. They're all on top of the chicken house. They do tend to come and have a look when I come in. I'll show you what we've been doing. So all of this green looking material is a lot of the new wood chips, and I had some old wood chips that I've put in there as well, so just spreading them around. Hello. And they did make a hollow in this each day, and they've been taking it in turns to groom each other. It's really interesting to see. So I'll see if I can coming down to have a look. This is actually quite deep. It's probably at least a foot deep, or maybe even 2 feet deep in the highest point. You can can't really get down to ground level. Maybe down to there. But anyway, I'll show you what I've been using to pile it up. So we'll probably have a layer of wood chip over the floor, and then a pile in this corner, and the wood chip that just is on the floor, I'll show you how that's going to work. So here's the wood chip. They're going to scatter it about and it'll cover the whole floor. Oh, we've shredded up a load of rosemary as well. I'll just see if putting you on this shelf works. Oh, my front screen doesn't show. See if putting you over here works. It's the lowest spot. Not quite the right angle. There we go. See if putting you down there does the job. So I've been piling it up like this every evening. I'll come in when it's dark and check on the kids. Check the kids have locked up properly. And it's a heavy rake and it's quite difficult to do. I'll pile it up, and then during the day the chickens will bash it down, scratch it down. Gives you a rough idea. I don't know how well that recorded. And then we've got what we started off with was quite solid and compacted mud really on top of rubble, soil. So I spent so long sort of walking around this area and compacting it, and I've seen them scratching at it, and they can't really get down very far into the soil. So what this wood chip elsewhere will do, will give them something standard to scratch around in anywhere they are, and then in the meantime this pile will be the active, quicker composter, and then the stuff just on the floor could take up to a year to break down, who knows, but we'll see. So we'll see how long it takes for the pile to break down. I think I've probably stopped adding to it now, although I'm not sure. Once the pumpkins are gone, look, they've been really into the pumpkins. Oh, and the cat's come to have a look. I think they are a bit wary of the cat. They were making a lot of noise when they saw it before. And the cat's following me because he wants feeding. So anyway, they won't do too much scratching around now with the cat here. But that's what I'm doing every evening, coming with this rake. And we'll see how that progresses. And in the meantime, I've still got 4 Daleks full because I've filled that one up, and I took some leaves from the customer's house, a little bit to shred, and some more to put on the floor of the chicken cage. So yeah, plenty more composting to be done. I don't know if we'll get it all done by the time, you know, sort of March comes around, but it's sort of mid-December now, and you know, it's got to help us speed up the process, right? Here's hoping. Just going up to the chicken run again, to build up the pile and just show you how it's going really. So I'll flip you around. Just walk through the back bit of the garden to the corner. It's quite muddy because we had some rain overnight, so that's probably quite good for our wood chips. It has been very dry as it's fresh. So we'll just have a look around and see what it looks like at the minute, and then I'll see if I can pop you on my head. Was locked myself in because one got away. Hello chickens. We've had 4 different hens lay eggs now, and it's all of them except for that black one has laid at least one. I don't know which one's laying every day or so. I think it's either the grey. This one's found an interesting spot down here that it's liking. There's a bit of bare soil. I'll just show you up close actually what this stuff is. It's just wood chips with leaves inside as well. And we've got some oak leaves. I collected a bagfuls from a customer's garden. This is not sure what that is. Oh yeah, that's camellia leaf. And then we've got some big old leaves like that, mixture of leaves, and we've got some laurel leaves as well. The laurel doesn't break down very well. And this is all the this is all the new stuff. It's the new wood chip. And Steve was doing a bit of shredding, and he said, yeah, there's some of it got a bit pasty. So that must have been where there was quite a lot of green material. The leaves. There's a bit here. It was sort of clumping up as paste. It was just very wet, I think. So that's really good stuff, that. I don't know if there's any eggs. Nothing yet, but there is a lot of poo in the nesting areas. I think one of them's using it as a bit of a bed because it hasn't learnt how to roost yet. All the others are roosting. So I'll give that a bit of a clean out and rake all this up. So I've just built the pile back up with this rake, and it's a good 3 foot high. It's put my hand against it, my hand's down there and the top's up there, and this white one's having a good scratch around. Picking away and finding good stuff. Good scratch around here. They must be finding something good because they're all going after the same spot. All the little bugs and worms and bits of leaves and grass. And this is good, so I do half the work. I can build the pile up and they can scratch it down. So we've had the chickens around a week now, and in that week I've basically been building up this pile and the bedding inside their housing, inside the cage. Started off with just a small pile of leaves really, and then just added a whole Dalek's worth full of really quite hot shredded material, which you can see in another video. And then we've added a few more tubs of these really fresh wood chips. And I don't think it's staying as a pile long enough to really heat up again. So it'll be really interesting to see how long it takes for this pile or this volume of material to compost down, and I'll keep you up to date with it. Hello? That's the Araucana or Americana type chicken.